this band? I like this band. I wrote it down so I don't forget who they are. Oh, I remember. Fucking Sludge! Metal horror madness. We're back for another one, guys. We're back with some royalty from down south, okay? One of those drummers that just pounds on that drum set the way I pound that chicken when I make my chicken parmesan. A guy that's down there going through the swamps, fighting alligators with one hand while he's using a stick on the other. This guy is royalty. We're talking Zack Simmons from Goatwhore! Also right now hanging out with Acid Bath. This is a legend right here. This is somebody you need to know you should be supporting in the scene from one of the hardest places in metal. Zach, how's it going today?
It's going very well, man. Very well. That was a killer introduction, by the way.
Why, thank you. I mean, when I'm talking to people from this scene, I mean, we're talking about a scene with the sludge and the horror, the intensity, and just all those things. And the love. So loving down there. I lived down there for a little bit. Just great communities, great people. How'd you get into the dark scene, though? How'd you get into that sludgy heavy metal?
I mean, as a kid, man, I was really always drawn and a fan of the South Louisiana metal scene, you know?
Yeah.
Everything Crowbar, Acid Bath, and Goatwhore really scratched my itch and interest, just my love for extreme metal growing up. So I was really into the heavier stuff.
Yep.
So Goatwhore, checked all the boxes for me, and being a fan of that. And then, once I found out they were looking for a drummer and holding open auditions, I learned the 6 songs that, they wanted people to learn for that, and scheduled an audition. But I was still in high school at the time. So I went and auditioned on my spring break of my senior year. And then once I got a call from Sammy saying, "Hey man, the gig's yours if you want it." I was like, "Hey man, I got to graduate high school first."
Yeah, right. Get some priorities.
So I went ahead and got that over with. And a week after I finished high school, I moved down to New Orleans and joined Goatwhore when I was 17 years old. So yeah, and here we are now. And yeah, it's crazy.
Dude, that is a crazy. I mean, what is that? I couldn't even imagine, because I'll be out sometimes and meet people that I never thought I would meet, right? And you get so excited for that, just to have that opportunity. But then to be playing in a band that you were a fan of, that is mind-blowing to me.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy, man. I mean, it was a lot of shit at once, I guess, being that young and never never toured before, especially never been in a band that, I guess the good thing it really helped to have like veterans, joining a band of veterans that were so cool and patient, and you know what I mean?
Yep.
They can like, "Fuck you idiot kid," but they were really patient with me and kind of showed me the ropes, and I'm a quick learner as well. So yeah, everything went a lot better than it could have went, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes in those situations when something's already established and someone comes in, right? A lot of times it doesn't work out, even with very, very big bands. So the fact that they were so accommodating and you kind of just got right in there, and sounds like you just hit the ground running with them, which is so sick to hear.
Yeah, I really got lucky with a good group of dudes, and I got lucky for sure. But I definitely worked hard for it, and learned from my mistakes, and yeah.
What was the hardest thing just coming into something like that, like as the outsider?
Man, I guess just learning the ins and outs and just little things just about touring, and I don't know, like how many pair of socks do you fucking bring on a
right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just a lot of different things that, I guess, aside from just playing the tunes, but just little things about learning the ropes, living on the road, and
Right.
yeah, all that comes with experience and just over time learning, and yeah.
Yeah, and how was that like for newer bands out there? So you're out on the road, and I'm sure with other bands with other personalities, right? Sometimes things go good, sometimes things are a little bit rocky. Is there any advice you tell people when they're interacting with the other bands and management and stuff like that?
I don't know, just be cool, you know. I don't
Yeah,
know. I mean, it sounds easy, just like don't be a dick, you know what I mean?
yeah,
I don't know. I think I don't know. My personality's always been kind of reserved, quiet, laid back, and I think that's pretty well suited to doing this and dealing with people. Is just kind of be respectful, and I don't know. Everybody, you know, if you're in tight quarters for, you know, every pretty much every moment you're on tour, kind of helps to just give everybody their space, and I don't know, just be cool, be laid back, and yeah, that's about it.
yeah, and that goes with life in general, right? Don't you wish we could get back to just be a little laid back now? Let's all just calm down, chill, get along.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, everybody's got an opinion, but not everybody needs to fucking hear your opinion every, you
Right,
know, minute of the day. Sometimes it's just like shut the fuck up,
right.
chill out,
Yeah.
and yes, stop stressing out, and yeah, just shut up.
Yeah, God, that's a message today. That's a message. Shut the fuck up already. We just want to chill out. I'm always high
Exactly.
strung as it is, right? I deserve to chill out for a second
Like, dude, we're playing loud music every goddamn day. It's
every
like
day.
a little silence here and there ain't gonna fucking kill you.
No, man. Speaking of that, what bands? I know everyone always asks, you know, what are your influences as far as metal? What are your influences though, or things you listen to outside of metal? Because what I do, like, if I'm going out and I know it's going to be like a festival and a lot of people are going to fucking recognize, they're going to want to do all this shit, and I'm screaming Slayers, I'm taking pictures, but you know, mentally, it's like I kind of work myself up to get in there, and I play like 70s light rock if I'm going to something metal where I know I'm going to be acting crazy, where people think
That's
I'd
cool.
be like blasting all this heavier shit. And I'm like, I want to save that for when I get to the venue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I listen to a lot of Leonard Skinner,
Yeah.
uh, Bon Scott, AC/DC, ZZ
Nice.
Top. It's all pretty much rock based, but
Yep.
yeah, just older stuff with, you know, sleazy rock and vibe. That's stuff I always liked, you know, and
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, and then I mean, aside from that, it's, you know, Sabbath, Motorhead, and
Yep.
just that stuff never gets old to me.
It never does. Stuff like War Pigs, even when people like I heard Ace of Spades too many times, I'm like, I'll never hear any of that too many times, man. Like it just gets the blood pumping, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it, man. I mean, and especially when you get into like Sabbath and Motorhead, it's like, I mean, of course, you got the classics that may be a little overplayed. You've heard a million times, but
Yep.
dude, between both of those bands' catalogs, like
Oh,
they've got a song or record for every fucking mood you might be in.
they
So
really do. They really, really do, man. And that's sick to hear into a lot of that stuff too. Cause like you said, it's just that classic sound. It's that rock and roll vibe that you could connect to any from the heaviest fucking band to the lightest. Like you want to go out there and have fun. And when you're on stage, do you like being live on stage, or is that something that you do because you know you have to, or do you get up there and go, man, I love doing this. I live for this.
no, I love it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
good. Nice.
yeah, it's yeah, it's just like second nature, you know, and yeah, if I don't do it for you know a period of time for taking time off, it's like an itch, you know. It's like need to get out there and do it.
That's sick. And what do you do on your downtime? Are you always playing, or do you like decompress? What's your MO when it's downtime?
I'm always playing drums, whether it be just personal practice, kind of maintenance practice, or working on something else, or recording something, or but aside from just playing drums, you know, I go to the gym a lot, ride my bike, like cycle.
Yeah.
I work to keep busy sometimes, and yeah, just try to stay busy, stay active, keep moving. That's about it.
And it seems like it. And I just want to touch on it a little because I know there's not a ton of stuff you can talk about, but with the acid bath reunion, which I still can't. There's some things will never happen in life, right? And I'm a massive fan. Clearly, I got the tattoo and everything, right? I am a Psycho fan, and I play those couple albums over and over and over. And I'll get in arguments. And no disrespect to all the great sludge, because I'm lifelong fan of I Hate Gods and Soylent Greens and Crowbars, right? All those iconic bands. But I always had Acid Bath as my top tier peak. And I'd get in the arguments where people would say, there's not as much material. I'm like, but the material that's there it's just something on another level. It's crazy when you play those songs to think how old they even are. It sounds like a fresh new band, right? That just came out, dude. And here you are. Here you are part of this thing. Like your mind, how did you feel when you heard this? Was crazy to me. This is crazy.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, it is crazy. But I had heard, for the, I don't know, the last 15 years,
yeah, always something.
I mean, say, all right, it might be happening, and then, a lot of maybes. And then, I guess it was last March, he gave me a call and just like gave me a heads up. He's like, hey man, it might be time to really start digging into that acid bath stuff again. And, really learning it. I'm like, okay, but I could just hear it in his voice that it was sounded a little more like a done deal this time. So, definitely had time to prepare for that and get ready for rehearsals. We started full band rehearsals 2 weekends ago. So we did the week before, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we just did this past Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And wow, it's amazing how quickly it all fell together. It's fucking incredible to be jamming with those dudes.
Yeah, dude, it's an iconic moment. It's an iconic moment for you, for the band, for us fans out there. It's again one of those things you just like. I'm not going to, and that's what I was trying to stress to people too. Like, get out and see Acid Bath the second you can. Get out there, because we don't know how long this is going to last or if it'll ever happen again. So like, it's. The worst thing is regrets, right? When you have those regrets about those concerts you should have went to, you could have went to, you did something else that day. This is going to be one of them. This is the one you travel for. You do whatever it takes. Are you preparing any different for this? Like, I mean, you have a great thing going on. You're in a very popular metal band that people love and we adore. But now you're doing something that's like one of those once in a lifetime moments, Is there a different mindset that you have to have?
No, same mindset. I mean, always trying to do my best, so that's always the same. But what's fun for me as a drummer is I get to play like a rock drummer for this, which means full out fucking rim shots, just wailing away.
Yeah.
And also there's a lot more dynamic. So, a song like Grayflower starts out with a very soft touch and then it crescendos into full on fucking Billboard smashing and then back down. So that's really cool for me because I don't get to do a lot of that with Goatwhore or a lot of the other metal stuff that I do. So that's really cool and refreshing for me to embrace that other side of drumming.
Yeah, man, you are somebody that likes to work and stay busy. And I even saw that thing with the 7 different drummers. You're going to be one of them as well, that project?
Oh, yeah. It's a band called Angerat. They had approached me about recording a song on drums for them. And I did that a few months ago. And
nice.
Yeah, I just saw the post yesterday. So it's cool. It's finally going to come out.
Yeah, man. What would you tell people getting into this that are drummers? I mean, I hear a lot of things that you've got to stay in great physical shape, right? You got to stay active. You got to stay moving because you guys are the backbone up there. You're up there just going away. Do you have some advice? Is that just stuff people just say, or?
You certainly don't have to be in great shape. I know a lot of drummers that aren't, and they're fucking still amazing. Yeah. So I just feel that I don't know. I feel best when I don't know. Kind of up on my cardio, not especially having to quit smoking cigarettes. Fuck that. Yeah. Don't smoke cigarettes. Nice. No matter what you do, but just trying to take care of yourself. I know I just feel better. And then especially being on the road and doing it night after night, and getting a little older too, you're not going to there's nothing wrong with taking care of yourself and trying to feel your best, especially when you're doing something so physically demanding night
Yeah.
after night and trying to do a good job at it. It's just, yeah, it just helps.
Sick. And when you're out there, something that I like to ask everybody too is what's been your favorite venue to play at and what was your favorite gig? And what was that moment that you go like, and if there's not, I understand that too, but usually people have that one where something just sticks out. Something was just a little extra special that night.
Yeah, it's hard to pick out one because I think for me, I'm always trying to get in this certain mindset where it's like you're I don't know, I want to get to the point where every show, like my setup is dialed in so I don't have to worry about and look around to make sure something's right. I want to make sure the sound is right in my ears so I don't have to worry about that because I'm really trying to just get into like a flow state to where I'm not thinking, my mind is off
Right.
and somewhere else, and it's just like muscle memory, like you're in another I don't know, it's a different mindset, so you're not thinking. So yeah, I try to shoot for that every night, and so to me, I don't know, every show should be the best show. I don't know, but the others, there's better venues and
Yep.
better crowds sometimes, but you always shoot to do the same thing if it's 10 people or fucking 10,000.
And that's great advice for everybody too, because sometimes I see that out in the scene where I'm like, if the crowd's not where they want it to be, sometimes some people just go like, "Fuck this, I'm done." You know what I mean? I don't want to deal with everything. But I'm like you, I'd rather you go out there and you entertain people, and some people are gonna love it, some people aren't. Right? Sometimes you can have a packed house, sometimes it's a disappointment. And as long as you're still doing what you fucking love to do, and just put that into perspective, and I think sometimes people lose sight of that. Right? Like most people never get on stage for anything, let alone have a band that's known and are able to tour. So when you're up there, you're saying, guys, give 1,000,000% either way.
Yeah, I mean, I've been guilty of it too, and I understand it's easy to get bummed out about certain situations, but
Yep.
you have to remind yourself, it's like, dude, you're out here, you're doing it, All right, so yeah, you might be like a Monday night in fucking somewhere South Dakota, but it's not the greatest. But all right, hey, that's a step to get to the Friday night in fucking Chicago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, it's what it is, dude. You're out there doing it, and fuck it, have a good time and play your best for the people that came to see you.
Yeah, and like your story, like look at your story right there, right? This band you liked, all of a sudden you're in the band. Things are going, you click right in with them, it sounds like. They are very accommodating. Things are moving forward. When did you feel like I'm now in the band? When did that time pass that you go, I'm not the kid that just started with them or I'm unsure what's going on. I'm Goatwhore. I'm Goatwhore just like the rest of everybody else here.
Probably like after like the first record I recorded with them came out,
Yep.
and then yeah, that once you do some tours and you start writing music with that you have input with, and then yeah,
Yep.
I think that's when it starts to feel a little more official, like you're a part of the band.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. And I see your Venom shirt, which is sick as shit. As far
Yeah,
as,
thank you.
yeah, man, as far as those type of bands, like, are you using any of those influences when you're recording anything? Or is that just what's always in your head from, being a lifelong fan?
I mean, there's certain influences, whether it be drumming or music. It's
Yeah.
just like they're so ingrained in part of your like musical DNA. It's like it's not like you have to try to summon them. It's they're like just there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's
So it's
sick.
just you can't get around it. It's like some things that you've liked for so long, and they're ingrained in you, so they're not going anywhere, and it's just a part of your musical personality.
Do you have generic question, everybody? Generic question alert. Do you have a favorite drummer or the guy that you go, I stand on a hill, this is the greatest drummer of all time, or the most inspirational to me, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I would never. I don't know. It's pretty subjective to say, this is the best drummer ever.
Yeah.
Because everybody does something different. But for me, I'd say Mickey D.
Yeah.
is probably one of my top. Tommy Aldridge,
Nice.
Dave Lombardo. That's probably my top three, man. Kind of covers all the bases for what I like to do, and but I can watch any drummer or listen to any drummer and take something positive away from it.
That's sick to hear
You can
too.
learn something. You can learn something from anybody, man. Honestly,
I know.
even if it's learning something not to do. you know?
Which there's a lot to learn about that as well, and I could tell personal experience, many things in my life. It's good to embrace things not to do. If I had that
Yeah,
knowledge years ago, right? Like here you are going, soak it all in, see the things that are good and the things that are bad, because sometimes it's better to know what's bad first. So we stay away from all this shit, whether it's playing styles, influences, all this shit around us.
yeah. It's just learning, man. Always trying to learn. It's like I never try to. I know it all figured out, but it's just fun to learn and try different things. If it sucks, don't do it again. If it's cool, whatever.
Yeah. It's fucking sick. And then as you're talking about your Venoms and your Motorheads, and I know you like Kiss as well, right?
Yeah, I love Kiss.
Yeah, same. Fucking Kiss. I'm glad. I feel like we're at a place now where at least they get a lot more respect for certain albums that they didn't in the past. And I look at stuff like Creatures of the Night and shit and be like, that's a metal fucking album, right? That's a
It
metal
really
album.
is.
Like, give him that metal cred right there.
Yeah, that's a great record, man. Yeah, it seems like people used to be a little more closeted about liking Kiss or
Yep.
Rat or
Yep.
Wasp. It seems like it's like people are a little less. They care a little less about putting that out in the open, which is good because it's fucking awesome music.
Yeah, and that's all it's about is making great music. And that's what you're fucking doing all the time, right? You're out there fucking making music. What is that like when you guys are laying down an album? Is there someone with more input than the others? How do you guys work with that?
We're pretty democratic with that process, but
Nice.
I mean, it should be obvious that with Goatwhore, it all starts with a riff. You know what I mean?
Right.
And more than a few times, it started with like a drum idea or something like that, but it all starts with the basis of a riff. And I got no shortage of
Right.
riffs.
Yeah,
That dude sits on a toilet and craps out riffs. You know what I mean?
Right. Shit, yeah.
But yeah, it all starts with that, and then it kind of snowballs into whatever else, and then we just sit and refine it, and little process of refining and everything. But we kind of learned also to, man, there is such a thing as over refining, and sometimes you gotta just let it be, and then maybe come back to it and change something, but.
Right.
Sometimes you can pick it apart to death and it's kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah, that's got to be a process, right? When you want to put out the best, and you're like, but it is the best now, but it could be better. I mean, anything can always be better. We could talk about, right, in hindsight, but like, you got to keep the flow going. It's great to hear you all have great input in there. So we don't have like Metallica Saint Anger moments. People aren't walking out of the band every fucking day, going into addiction and shit.
No, we've never had anything that drastic, but you never know. Could happen.
You're like, stop putting the idea out there. But that's good to hear because you hear with Goatwhore, like Goatwhore is one of those bands. It's just you get a good vibe you have the name. You have the name, which scares half the people away. That sometimes you have to fucking force them to listen to it and go, this is something this is going to be different than what you think this sounds like right now. This is a lot more technical. This thing has a lot of different mood swings, a lot of different vibes with it. But it's just one of those bands to me that I don't know. The second I put it on, like it just hits you the right way. It's got this energy to it. It's got this. You could tell you guys like recording and playing. Like you could, if that makes sense to me as a fan. Sometimes I feel like I'll put on an album and you're like, oh, they're not. Time's passed them by. It's not clicking anymore. I haven't had that once.
Well, it's good. It's cool to hear because I kind of agree. The subject matter and what we kind of write about and what we're based on is very dark and but at the same time, it's like the vibe we portray when you come to see us live. It's a pretty it's weird for something that is so dark, and it has more of an uplifting vibe, just energetically when
Yep.
you see us live, or you, like you said, put on a record, like just, so it's kind of a cool mix of things, it's, I guess, quote unquote, negative subject matter can, really actually be an uplifting kind of thing.
That's,
so that's good,
dude.
I'm glad it's.
Dude, I've thought that too. People think you're crazy sometimes when you say that type of shit, and I'm like, no, you do. Sometimes you've got to embrace what's out there instead of hiding from it all the time and not trying to better things, or you've got to fucking embrace the darkness. We live in a sick fucking world. Shit's going on 24/7. Hate everywhere. If we don't talk about things, right, like things don't get fixed. And I feel like we're in a society now where nobody wants. Talk about things if you want to argue, not if you want to fix them or like bring awareness to it. And like I've always agreed with that darker subject matter where it's like these things happen and are happening. Let's talk about it. And they're going to be uncomfortable, and you should feel uncomfortable, right? That's how this is.
Yeah, totally. It's just honesty, and another thing too. A lot of bands in our kind of genre really take themselves seriously, and that's cool. You got to portray whatever image you're trying to put out there, and we definitely take what we do and very serious as well. But at the same time, we don't, and to where we're not afraid to have a sense of humor or a smile on stage. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's just kind of the way we are. But it might not, obviously doesn't work for a lot of bands that really like to only be seen as, a certain thing. But that's just all our kind of just the way we are, and it's natural and not forced. And I think people kind of connect with that.
Oh, 1,000,000%. Because when I'm even doing my lives or I'm out or whatever, and we talk about, you guys are always talked about in a great light for what you just said, because it's the irony to people like, it's fucking Goatwhore. Their name's Goatwhore. Like, you're expecting some sick fucking crazy people that are going to be fucking just angry and all this shit all the time. And you guys are very accessible. And we've heard that plenty of times. And I'm one of those, I love that mix. I love the mix of dark, aggressive anger with crazy, silly fun and love. Like, I think that's the perfect mix that people lose sometimes, because I think that's what's badass, to be accessible to people, to be caring, to want to see your, fans out there or be on stage and smile. I get so excited. I fucking geek out when I watch a musician up there, like with the smile on their face, because I'm going, fuck, that's what this is all. I'm having a great time. Imagine the time they're having up there entertaining all of us. So that's sick to hear.
We're having fun up there. We like to play. I mean, and honestly, the outlet for us, because the anger is real and authentic, but it's kind of, we let that out up there. You know what I mean? So after the show, it's like, all right, I'm kind of leveled out a bit. So let's go have a drink, man. Like it's, it's, gotta have fun and gotta have fun.
That's all it's about, is you got to have fun. And you're having lots of fun. You got the Goatwhore, you got Acid Bath, you got other projects going on. And you live in Louisiana?
No, I live in Phoenix, Arizona, but I've been, but I'm in Louisiana now.
I'm looking in the back going, you're in Louisiana. Like, clearly that fucking tree, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, I've been doing the Acid Bath rehearsals, and then we start up with Goatwhore on Friday, because we're going to the UK and in about a week and a half for a tour with I Hate God. So busy.
That's a hard tour. And I see, in Arizona I love, because my boy Alice Cooper, lives out there as well. And I'm a massive Alice fan. Talk about these older bands.
Nice, man.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen him over 30 times. I'm like, he's one of those guys I can't meet. Even though I hear he's the nicest guy in the world, if I meet him, I'm going to embarrass the shit out of myself. And I can't have Metal Harm Madman embarrassing myself any more than I already do. So I can't meet this fucking guy face to face. But that's my extent of Arizona. But going over to the UK, how does that go for you? Do you enjoy those trips? Would you rather tour in the States? Are you okay going to Europe, or do you go, holy shit, this is a lot?
No, I love it. I love it over there. Oh. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's easy to, you rent gear over there, but it's all pretty much the same stuff you use over here. So yeah, it's just different. the last tour Goatwhore did in the States, was like a pretty long 2-month thing. And, yeah, it's nice to go somewhere different,
Yeah.
and yeah, it'll be fun, man, especially with God dudes, good friends of ours. And it's
Nice.
just, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be good way to round out the year. And
Yeah, and
yeah, it'll be
just
fun.
and bringing those. I mean, these are, as we know, the iconic bands of the scene. Do you keep up with the scene currently with the new bands in it, or you just kind of stay with what
Oh
you know?
yeah,
You do good, yeah.
yeah, for sure, man. 'Cause, it's a pretty New Orleans is a for a bigger city. It's not. It's pretty got a small town vibe, especially
Yep,
with the metal scene. It's pretty tight knit. Everybody knows each other,
yep.
and we all go to shows and keep in touch with people. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff happening as far as metal in New Orleans, Lafayette, even
Yep.
a lot of good bands. Band called Heracleon from New Orleans. Younger dudes really fucking out there killing it. Yeah, tons of cool shit. It's a good time for metal in Louisiana.
That's sick. And that's a thing with me too, where it's like I had that stage which happened where like life got in the way, and I kind of just fucking stuck to all my old shit. And I was just right, and like I was missing out on all these new things. I didn't know what was going on. And then over the last few years, where I've heavily gotten back into it, I'm like, holy shit, there's some bands ready to grab that baton and start fucking running with it. Like there are bands that all of you fucking legends are out there influencing, and these, they're bringing it. They want to show the tribute to a band I love from down there too is Brat. I actually have their tattoo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they actually practice down the hall from us in the our rehearsal
sick.
space.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, I loved it. I fucking met them at New England. We have New England Metal Hardcore Fest in Worcester,
Yep.
Massachusetts. And I went up there and I was screaming my fucking Slayers and we were just having a fucking blast. It was the greatest thing. Like, there's nothing like when you meet people you respect and they're chill. That is the greatest feeling, right? When you're like, fuck yeah, like this is so awesome to see. There are other stories out there. I have a couple of myself in the scene already, which fucking sucks, but I'm the same way like you are. I want to be accessible. I want to be nice to people. I had someone say to me, like, if you meet some people, even if they're your heroes or now your peers, whatever, and they treat you like shit, whatever. You still met them. You're you. You don't change who you are. You don't let them live in your head. But yeah, that scene down there has always it's been known as the close knit metal family where some of these other places, like, LA had all those bands, but they all fucking hated each other. We're learning, they all trying to out party each other. Everything was a competition. So many things down there with these bands. There's been so many tragedies and comebacks for people down there that it's kind of crazy that you're all going as strong as you do and you stay as positive as you do, because besides New Orleans having a lot of dark moments, unfortunately, bands do. And I think it's that thing because, again, having been down there a lot in Biloxi and things like that, people and I'm a guy from New York and I was instantly welcome there. Like I didn't feel I'm not welcome because my accent was this or I'm new to the air. Like, no. And I really see that with your scene in these bands. Like I've never seen it. And I don't know, of course, everything that's ever gone on behind the scenes, but publicly, I've never seen all that hate and that talking shit all the time and all this fucking drama. And that's great for the scene. That's the blueprint to this fucking thing lasting forever. That every time a punk or a grunge or techno movement comes out and metal just slaps it the fuck around, get the fuck out of here, we're done with you now. It all comes from that scene right there where it's a dysfunctional family, but it's a fucking close fucking family, and you guys will do fucking anything for each other. That's the vibe I get.
Yeah, it's pretty spot on with that, man. It's cool. Yeah,
Nice.
because like you said, there's other cities where it's not the case, man. And it's like,
nope.
Yeah. So it's cool to be a part of that and be around people that are so laid back and just cool.
Yeah, that's super fucking sick. And now you said you're going to the UK. You're going to go there with I Hate God. How long are you over there for?
I think it's like 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
So I get back like 2 days before Christmas, something like that, and then so yeah, do that. It's like 3 weeks over there. It's easy, pretty quick in relation to what we're used to doing, and then January start back up with some acid bath rehearsals, and
Yep.
yeah, keep going from there.
Yeah, that's so sick. And as far as balancing the two, is that a problem? Like, do you say, hey, I'm going to be over fucking worked? Or you're just like, boom, just throw this on. This is second nature.
Nah, man, it's like, let's do it. You know, just send me the dates. I'll put them in my calendar and let's fucking go.
Yeah, dude, that's so fucking sick. And after all this, and you already have stuff going on. As far as, I think the last album was what, 2022, a couple of years back.
Oh no, last Goatwhore record, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been kind of writing here and there over the course of since that record came out, and I think next week I'm gonna find a time to go over to Sammy's house, and we're gonna really try to organize what we have and kind of what we get a plan together, what we want to work on, and kind of do some inventory on our material, and then just kind of go from there. But yeah, it's about time to really start getting to work on new Goatwhore material.
It felt, because I was listening to it last night too, and I'm like, holy shit, this is 2 fucking years old. How? Like, right? I remember just coming out, like, it's a fucking banger. I mean, that's, are we going in that same direction, or you don't know yet? Are you going to go somewhere else? Because that's the fucking vibe right there. Let me tell you, that was sick.
It's pretty much going to, be where that left off. But
yeah,
judging by some of the other stuff we have, one of the latest songs Sammy sent me a demo version for. It's got a cool. There's a definite turn off from the vibe on that in a good way. It's just being very different for Goatwhore that I think we can definitely make work very well. So it's going to be interesting to try to explore maybe a weird little left turn here and there than what people might be used to per se. But yeah, nothing too crazy. But
hey, the formula's working. Like, again, I feel like Goatwhore is one of those bands. I always respect a band where you could put on any album, you can put on any song, and you're going to be fucking happy, and everything sounds fresh. And I'll have that happen sometimes where I'll listen to one and the other. I'm sure as a music fan, this is a fucking great, this is the best one, and you go into the next one and you're like, this is because you just heard that. Now that's the best one, and that's a good problem to have for a band where, like, people don't talk about shit. Everything's a fucking banger. It's awesome.
Cool. That's good. I mean, I think the thing that we find is, like, if we're excited about it, that normally translates into other people being excited about it. But I don't think we're not going to even go ahead with an idea if we're not feeling it or excited about it from the get-go. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the kind of, like, auto quality control thing that we have just ingrained, is like, yeah, we have to be into what we're playing, obviously, to even try to even think about putting it out there. So
sick. So we got an album we're in the works with. You got Acid Bath floating around there. I'll ask this generic question. I don't usually ask so many generic questions. My apologies, but I got to ask. They want to know: is there any rumors of a possible, maybe, song or two from Acid Bath? Is there any possibility of that?
There's been no talk about that.
That's disappointing, but I'll take an honest answer. Thank you.
We're just getting ready to play some shows, play those fucking classic songs for everybody.
Yeah.
That so many people, or a lot of people, have never heard before live, and we're gonna get that shit together real tight. So
sick. And as far as
on the agenda right now.
And then, do you have any? I know you said you work on some other stuff. Is there any other projects you want to plug? Any other stuff you've been working on or getting together?
I did recorded an album's worth of drums for, I'm not sure what they're calling the band yet, but it's some dudes I used to play in a band called Noctmistium with, Jeff, and then some other cats from I knew from the Chicago metal scene that we're putting together a record, and still deciding on a band name, but I'm sure that'll all come out in due time. So that's about it for now.
Sick. And when you do hit me up when you do put that out, so I can get it in the stories. I'll make a hype video, man. Like,
cool.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime you need anything like that, just hit me up because you could probably tell my intensity and passion for the scene. I fucking live for this shit, man. Like, this is my whole life. I fucking love metal. I know people say it gets cheesy metal but I really believe in a metal family. I believe metal's part of my life no matter what's going on in my life every day. Whether I want to be happy or depressed, there's a metal CD out there for me to fucking throw in and ride that mood with. I know that the shit going on, right? You have all this shit going on in your personal life sometimes or in the world, and it's great to just get out to that venue, hang with some people, just fucking chill, talk shit, have a few fucking beers, fucking scream, just be a fucking metal rager again. Do you have any bands that you go out now that you're like, I got to see them when they come around? This is a band I can't miss.
Oh yeah, shit. Anytime that band Unto Others comes around, I really love that. I'll go see them, but yeah, sometimes I'm kind of limited as to I'm always gone. But I know Friday in New Orleans, Crowbar's playing, so I'm definitely going to see Crowbar.
Sick.
I can never miss Crowbar, man. Come on.
Crowbar, man, is just fucking. I remember when that first dropped back then too. Like that was the fucking heaviest, doomiest shit. Like that thing was just chugging slowly along, but just so fucking heavy. And I play that, even that first album to this day, it just doesn't age. It's so fucking talented.
Yeah, I agree, man. Yeah. That's another one of those bands that, you can't go wrong with any of their records, and especially seeing them live, man. You can't fuck with it.
Not at all. Not at all in a league of their own. Well, Zach, it's been a fucking pleasure. I really appreciate you stopping by. You're always welcome. Anytime you want, you just let me know. You got to plug something, dude. You let me know what's going on. I'll get it out there. Fucking super psyched for new Goatwhore. Super psyched for Acid Bath. Dude, that other project sounds pretty sick too, so I can't wait for that. This is what people need to see in the scene. This is a fucking beast here that just keeps fucking going, okay, guys? That's a lot on one plate. And for fucking someone that does drums and all physicality, anybody that says they don't have time to practice and you don't want to go drive to that show because you're not making money, fucking throw that out the window. Look at this right here. This is how you make it in the industry. You got to put in the work. You got to put in the hard work. You got to have that fucking passion, and you have it, and we fucking appreciate it, brother. We really do.
Thank you, man. Thank you for all your kind words. Thank you for your time, and